You're watching Well Trailed Life with Jonathan and Jennifer, and we're glad to have you in New Zealand. New Zealand is the most southwestern part of Polynesia. It is an independent country that was an original crown colony. It is not in any way related to Australia, except that it is a part of the British Commonwealth. It lies over 1,000 miles away from Australia, so it really actually has no political connection to Australia outside of being a part of the British Commonwealth. New Zealand is comprised of two mainland masses, the North and the South Island, but there are over 700 islands in the country. Some of the Cook Islands are actually in free association with New Zealand, and there are parts of Antarctica that New Zealand claims as well. The indigenous Maori inhabitants of the original land of New Zealand continue to have a strong cultural influence. So you'll see in the language and the naming of places that constant reference to the Maori world. Cruise ships doing a tour of New Zealand will stop at more than one of the sounds. Milford Sound, Dusky Sound, and Doubtful Sound are the three most popular. There are 15 named fjords along that western coast of New Zealand. Milford Sound is the northernmost. Moving southward, you have Doubtful Sound and then Dusky Sound, and the final one is the Preservation Inlet. And most cruise ships will start with Milford Sound, work their way south, and then go around the southern part of New Zealand and up to their first port on the east coast. Fiordland lies on the southwestern coast of the South Island, and it is full of this craggy coastline with fjords. What's interesting though is they are called sounds, and that's actually erroneous because a fjord is a body of water created by the flooding from a glacier. And a sound is a body of water formed by the flooding of a river. And this is clearly glacial area, so these are actually fjords. The New Zealanders, or Kiwis as they're called, will spell fjord F-I-O-R-D, whereas in Norway you would spell it F-J-O-R-D, but it is the same thing. It is a glacial valley that has been filled with water. So these fjords tend to be steeper and more narrow than a sound would be. In New Zealand, they call them sounds, Milford, Dusky, and Doubtful Sound, but they're truly fjords. We have cruised the Sounds when they are dark and misty and stormy with lots of rain and fog, and it's almost impossible to see the tops of the mountains. And we have cruised when it's bright and sunny with blue skies and flowing waters and green mountains. Whichever way you go, you can't go wrong. It is going to be beautiful. You are looking for these narrow passageways with these phenomenal mountain views and little islets in between, often calm waters. Bright sunshine, cascading waterfalls, and unspoiled beauty. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, join us at our next stop in Dunedin.